Hey, what's going on, everyone? Another review video. This time this is on the Lifetime Sports Fisher Angler Kayak. The goal for us was to buy a kayak that we could use for fishing and for duck hunting in the fall, so we went with this one, and because it has the camo pattern. It was about 450 bucks. We went with this one because we were looking for something that would be easier to load and unload for one person. This kayak is about 10 feet long and 3 feet wide. Lifetime says that it's about 60 pounds, but it does feel heavier than that. The shipping weight when it came in said it was about 80 pounds, so it is quite heavy. I did struggle to load this onto my SUV, onto the J-hooks that I had bought for this, because of the weight and because of the shape of the kayak. It does come with 2 paddles and 2 backrests. There are 2 rod holders at the rear of the kayak, and there's also a 6-inch dry storage hatch. There's another rod holder on the right side of the kayak, and then there's another carrying handle on the left side. It was pretty easy to get set up. I did jump on it just to see what it would look like. I think that you'd be fine with 2 people on this kayak, but that third person would have to be a small child. I did have a chance to take it out, but I went by myself, and so I had it set up where I was sitting in the center seat, and that seemed to balance everything out. So here are what I think are some of the pros and cons with this kayak. I think that the best thing about this kayak is the stability. Because of the weight, because of how heavy it is, and the width, and the shape of the hull, it makes this kayak extremely stable. When I was in the water, there was not a single time where I felt like I was going to tip over. It took very little effort to move around. I just paddled around slowly like this, and it got me to where I needed to go quite easily. You're not going to win a race with this kayak, but if you're out here just to enjoy the water, enjoy the kayak, I think there's going to be no issues with the speed. You are going to get some side-to-side movement here, but because of the width and the stability of the kayak, you're going to give up some of that tracking for the stability. I was out in the water for about 6 hours fishing, whipping these lures around, and during that time, I never once thought that I was going to flip over. Okay, here are the cons for this kayak. There's really no storage space for your gear. It's hard to reach that dry hatch in the back there and the front storage area if you're on the water by yourself. There seems to almost be too many curves on the top portion of the kayak here. It's not the best design if you want to install an anchor trolley system, and it would be almost impossible to reach your anchor if you tied it to the front or the back of the kayak. There's really no flat area on this kayak where you can strap something down besides the little storage area up front here. Overall, I still think this is a nice kayak. It is considered a beginner's kayak, so it would work for leisure and just paddling around, fishing for fun, but I would not recommend this to a more serious fisherman just because there's just basically no room for your gear that you would need to go fishing. There's nowhere where you could put a cooler with drinks, with snacks. There's nowhere where you can put your gear crate to hold your anchor or your tackle box or your equipment. But if you're just looking for something that's stable, something that's going to allow you to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors, be able to get out by yourself or have another person with you, this is not a bad choice. It's still a nice kayak. Thanks for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button.